Did you know that St. Luke's University Health Network, based in the Lehigh Valley, Pennsylvania, has been recognized by the U.S. government as the highest performing health system in the United States for quality? You heard right. St. Luke's #1 recognition affirms our status as the top leader among the most respected healthcare providers in the nation, including Houston Methodist and the Mayo Clinic. To state it simply, if you want to receive the best care when you go to a hospital, come to St. Luke's.
Hi, Diva. It's Rachel.
And Jordan. Yeah, hi. Quick question.
Why are you not spending your Venmo balance?
Yeah, we're concerned.
You can, buy stuff with it.
Ugh, you love buying stuff.
And earn cash back on eligible purchases.
You love purchasing eligible things.
So the money your friend sent you yesterday, that's today's ramen or rideshare or eye patches.
The skincare kind, not the pyro kind.
Spend with Venmo, and you can earn cash back with Venmo Stash. Venmo Stash bundle terms and exclusions apply. Max $100 cash back per month. See terms at venmo.me/stash terms. ID verification required to use a Venmo balance.
This one in Hewlett is about as nice as it gets, and I love the organization. Had a chance to tour with these people in Israel many years ago. My first trip to Israel. I'm going back actually in 3 weeks, and I'm very excited about it. But my first trip, I toured with these lovely people, and Moti Dan has become a friend over the years. But this is all about my dear friends Dov and Shani Hikind. Dov was on the show just last week, doing a great job, and his wife Shani is really in charge of Ateret Kohanim. She runs the whole thing, and she puts on this beautiful dinner every year, and they always invite me to come up and speak. They've honored me and my beautiful wife, Danielle. It's a great event for a great cause, and it all comes your way later on tonight. So Shani is with me right now. Shani, it's a great event. You do a beautiful job. I can't wait to see you later on tonight. Congratulations.
Thank you, Sid. I can't wait to see you, Sid, and it is going to be a fabulous night, and believe me, I got a lot of, there's a team here. There's a team in place that puts this evening together, like we say in Hebrew, L'man Yerushalayim Ir HaKodesh, and, for the sake of Jerusalem the Holy, and for the sake of our amazing pioneering families living on the front lines in Jerusalem, where you and I and, the vast majority of Jews would never live. But these people have so much courage, and they're so dedicated to the proposition that Jerusalem must remain a united capital forever and ever. And we have families living among some of the most hateful, not all, I never generalize, but some of the most hateful Arabs in Israel. And they have thrown stones and Molotov cocktails. They've tried to chase, peaceful, wonderful Jewish families out of our neighborhoods. And our families say, no, we will not be intimidated. We will not run away. We have every right to live in buildings that Jews lived in before 1948, when the Arabs refused to protect them. They said, you'll come back after the war. Well, as you know, Sid, we won the war. We, the IDF, the Haganah, Irgun, together, the people of Israel won the war, but we didn't win the old city and the neighborhoods outside the old city. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Here comes Ateret Kohanim, reuniting Jerusalem, keeping Jerusalem united with Jewish life. And that's the purpose of tonight's event, to honor people, supporters, pillars of Jerusalem who understand that for Jerusalem to remain a united capital, you have to have Jews living everywhere in Jerusalem. That's what tonight is all about.
Get ready, Staten Island. It's time to celebrate 5 years of Ferry Hawks baseball.
Tuesday, May 19th at 10:30 a.m., it's morning baseball. Wednesday, May 20th at 6:30 p.m., have a pawsome time at Bark in the Park. Thursday, May 21st at 6:30, it's Pride Night with $5 Bud or Bud Light draft beer. Individual game tickets start at just $12.
Visit ferryhawks.com now to lock in your seats.
It's fantastic, and I've seen some of the places. Dan, of course, took me and Danielle around, and like I said, I met Moti Dan for the first time by the hotel, and I've done it with him too, and you guys are doing amazing work. And I went to a hockey game at the UBS Arena, Shani, where the Islanders play Sunday.
I saw the picture.
Yeah, in Tel Aviv versus Jerusalem, and I got to tell you, I'm not exaggerating, at least, I don't know, 30 people, maybe 50. That's a lot. That's a lot. Came up to me and said, hey, I can't wait to see you on Tuesday night. I see you every year at the big dinner. I'm telling you the truth. And it made my heart warm. But again, what you guys are doing, it's so important because the old city is beautiful. And, maybe while you're at it, you should invite this creep, this horrible anti-Semite jihad mayor. He was celebrating Nakba Day a couple of days ago. Clearly, he doesn't know history.
Tragedy.
What a tragedy. He doesn't realize that in 1948, after Israel agreed to split the land with the Arabs, it wasn't good enough for them. So 5 Arab countries, 5 of them, countries like Egypt and Syria and Jordan, decided they're going to fight us. And they got their asses kicked because Israel always wins. But for some reason, this idiot mayor seems to think that the Palestinians are victims when, in fact, it was their people who started the war and got their asses kicked.
Correct. And they've never accepted the whole idea of a Jewish state. You cannot make peace with people who are determined to destroy you. The whole, since October 7th of 2023, when these horrible monsters invaded and destroyed, there are no words for their bestiality. They would do the same thing over again if they could, Sid. Israel has to be strong. Israel has to be proud. There's only one Jewish state, and we're willing to live side by side in peace with all people in Jerusalem. But you got to behave like mentioned. You have to understand that Jerusalem is the heart and soul of the Jewish people. We welcome all people to live peaceably, but if your purpose is to destroy and kill and torture, there's no room for that, Sid, at all.
I agree. I know this is funny. I had your husband on last week after we saw those riots in Midwood, Brooklyn. I grew up there. I grew up on East 22nd in Quentin by Madison High School. I know that shul in Midwood very, very well. I know that area very, very well. And your husband, Dov, and I were so frustrated. And I said to him, and I said the same thing to Michael Rappaport, many others, enough with the bullhorns. No one cares, okay? I know they mean well, all these influencers, and they're out there with the bullhorns, and nobody cares. They don't do that. They go out there and they get violent. Now, I'm not encouraging violence necessarily, but your husband and I both agree that the JDL today, that's not the JDL when we were kids, or the ADL for that matter. When I was a kid, Shani, if a pro-Hamas group came into Brooklyn, they would have gotten their asses kicked up and down the streets all day long. Now, Jews don't do that. Now they run away, they hide their yarmulkes, and they take them off or hide their chai, and they yell and scream on a bullhorn, and it's nonsense. It's time for the Jewish people, like your husband says, and I agree, to learn how to fight. And when I say fight, I mean really fight. What did you think when your husband said that?
I say, be careful, Dove. I say, I know what Dove means by fighting. I know he means to stand tall, proud, as a Jew, not to be afraid, not to take that yarmulke off, not to hide your mug and David inside your shirt, but to say, I'm a proud Jew. Plain and simple. And Jews have to know how to defend themselves. And Jews have to be able to answer the enemy and this hogwash about the Nakba. This is after the Holocaust and losing 6 million of our people, the Arabs refused to let the Jews come home. This is our only land. There are plenty of other Arab countries. We
42.
didn't steal land from one Arab.
Nope.
Sid.
No. I believe there are 42 Muslim countries, or maybe 44. I don't even know. We have one, and they can't stand it. It keeps Tucker Carlson, that liar, up at night. He did call President Trump an antichrist. You got it on tape. So, finally, to wrap this great conversation up, I don't know in terms of tickets if people can still go out there later on tonight. Again, it's a gorgeous venue. It's a lovely event. If they want to donate, obviously.
I will give my number.
Okay.
I will give you my number, 917-297-2075. If somebody would like to call me, we do ask. There is an admission We would love to have people with us because the money raised at this dinner is going to, help our families living on the front lines, our children's activities. We're building a new yeshiva in the old city, a yeshiva high school. There's so many things to do that people can be our partners. And I must mention, Jerry and Sue Wartsky, and you will be presenting the award to this unassuming, quiet, modest gentleman, Jerry. I mean, coming after Auschwitz and everything his family endured in the Holocaust. These are people like an Anne Honig, Aleha Shalom, from Far Rockaway, and we're honoring her memory. People who understood going back back to 1983, that Jews have a right to live throughout the old city, and we have to be their partners. And then one second, I must mention our two lone soldiers, Jacob Verschleiser and Ephraim Abrams. Can you imagine leaving the comforts of home? You don't have to. You're not drafted. But these two soldiers, like many others, but we're honoring these two, Ephraim Abrams and Jacob Verschleiser, who picked up from Oceanside and Lawrence and went to fight in the IDF, saw their buddies killed, but they're determined to participate in the defense of our people, in the defense of our Israel. It's going to be a magnificent event. Love you, Sid. Can't wait to see you.
Love you too. And I had the pleasure of sharing the stage. You were there, you and Dove, that night. In fact, you were two of the first people Danielle and I saw, third night of Hanukkah, East Wing of the White House, when President Trump called me up on stage, and Jerry Wartsky was there as well, also made his way up to the stage. So it's a huge honor for me tonight to do that, and you're the greatest. I really think you're the greatest, Shani, and love Dove too.
It's a team.
It's going to be great tonight. I can't wait to see you. I love you. Thank you so much.